Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt like something was off, but you couldn't quite put your finger on what it was? I'm betting it's one of these 10 common design mistakes. I've made probably all of these mistakes in the past, but the good news is that they are so easy to fix and they're even budget friendly. Now, this first one is the most common and the easiest mistake to fix. I see this one all the time. If your curtains are mounted directly above your windows, even I've seen curtains mounted right on that window trim, it makes your ceilings feel lower, your room feel smaller, and it visually breaks up your space. Now, the fix to this is actually really easy. All you have to do is remount your curtain rods so they're higher and closer to the ceiling. A few inches from the ceiling is perfect. Mine in this room are a little bit lower. They're about 6 inches from the ceiling, so I can add some crown molding later. And they're probably about a foot from the top of my windows. My ceilings in this room are 9 feet tall. You also want to extend your curtain rod about 6 to 12 inches on either side of your window. That way, when you open up your drapes, you can draw them all the way across the window, making sure that they clear the window and make your room feel larger by also making your windows feel larger. And the curtains that I have in this living room are actually just IKEA linen curtains, and I doubled up the panels on either side. I will link to my favorite curtains down in that description box below. I also have some budget-friendly Amazon picks that look amazing. Adding these extra folds in your curtains is going to make them look expensive. Also very practical too, because you can pull the curtains completely over the window, blocking any sort of sun or adding privacy to your space. An area rug that's too small can completely throw off the balance in your room, and I've seen this so many times. I used to do this where I was at the end of my budget, so all I could afford was a small, say 4 by 6 foot area rug or maybe a 5 by 7 foot area rug, but you do want to make sure that at least the front legs of your furniture are sitting on top of your area rug in your space. The best is if you can extend the rug all the way underneath your furniture. Just make sure you have about a 2 foot area of clear floor around your space. But if you can't afford that, just get one where the front legs of your furniture are on top of the rug. That's gonna make your space look so much better. And then for bedrooms, you want the rug to be able to peek out from either side of your bed. So for a king size bed, you're probably gonna want at least a 9 by 12 foot rug. For a queen, you can get away with an 8 by 10 foot. One little trick that I've used in the past is if you don't have a huge budget, just buy one large, inexpensive, and neutral colored rug. And then if you really wanna swap out the rug seasonally, you can add a little 4 by 6 or 5 by 7 on top in a fun seasonal pattern and swap that out as needed. Okay, have you seen that TikTok or that Instagram reel where they're talking about we never use the big lights?
I don't have many rules for my house, but I do have one, and that is that we never, ever, 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 ever use the big light.
That's one mistake that I see often is people only ever think of having ceiling lights, but they don't add layers of lighting through lamps, floor lamps, table lamps, even candles and LED lights. That one bright beam of light from the ceiling just flattens everything out. But if you add those cozy layers of lighting, it's gonna make your space feel cozy, interesting, and more like a home than a commercial space. So when you're putting lighting in your home and you're collecting different light fixtures and things over time, think about the layers of number one, your overhead lighting that you're gonna use for utility reasons. Then add in layers like table lamps on your sideboards, on your side tables, sconces. You can do battery operated sconces just from Amazon or something like that. So they're nice and budget friendly. You don't have to do any rewiring, or even battery powered little lamps that you can place on tables or under shelf lighting, LED strips and things like that. Warm bulbs that are about 2700K are my go-to for adding that cozy, soft, warm lighting in the space. Cooler light's gonna feel a lot more clinical. Now, buying all the furniture that's part of one big matching set for your home might feel like the safe choice and you think that it's always gonna look good, but it can make your home feel like a showroom and not that inviting at all. So what I'd recommend is mixing and matching your furniture to make your home feel a lot more collected and inviting. Mix wood tones, mix textures, and you could even mix styles, so something more traditional with something more modern. I like to think of contrast when I'm mixing furniture pieces. So for example, maybe you want a nice, cozy, overstuffed sectional like we have in our little lake house rental, and then you're gonna pair it with something that's a little more structured looking, like this rattan chair that we have in the corner. So we have the softness of the sectional contrasting with the roughness of that chair. Now, if you do have a set, so for example, say you bought a bedroom set where the bed and the nightstands are exactly the same finish, try adding some interest through your accessories like your table lamps and your bedding to add a little bit more contrast and texture to the set that you already have. And a few thrifted and vintage finds are gonna go a long way in adding interest to your space, especially if you have a set and you wanna make your room feel more collected and interesting. You can have beautiful things, you can have collections in your home, but if every single surface is covered in stuff, your home is gonna feel a little bit suffocating. So to fix this cluttered look, first of all, declutter. So our family has to go through this often because my 3 daughters love to collect things, so do I. So often we really have to go through all of our knickknacks, collections, home decor, and really think about whether we love this, whether we use this. If not, we donate it and try to freshen up our space that way. After you declutter, try to style your items in groupings of 3. 3 or really any odd number is magic when it comes to home styling. If you group in 3 and think about 3 different heights, your little collection is always gonna look great. You can vary the height and the textures of your objects in your little collection and make sure to leave blank space for your eyes to rest. So when I styled the shelves in my home office, of course I wanted to fill every single square inch of these floating shelves, but I did make sure to leave some space for the eye to rest, and I think that looks a whole lot better than filling every space with stuff. Mass-produced canvas prints from big box stores are fine, and I certainly use them, and I have, because often I'm on a budget when I style my own spaces or spaces for home decor clients. But the magic in art in your home is truly using something that means something to you and your family. You want to add a little bit of personality in your wall art. So think about ways that you can maybe incorporate family photos. In our basement playroom, now it's kind of my teens hangout room, we blew up some black and white photos of them and hung those on the wall. You can just send them to a copy shop like Staples and print giant photos in engineer print. You can also try downloads from places like Etsy or vintage art downloads. I have some in my own shop. I'll make sure to link them down in the description box below. Frame them with thrift store frames, antique frames, and that also adds some personality and interest to your walls. You could also even creatively frame your kids' art, add that to your walls. Think about ways that you can tell a story in your home through your artwork. Flat surfaces everywhere throughout your home equals a flat feel in your house. And this is a mistake I see all the time. Pretty much anytime someone asks me what is missing in my room, 99% of the time it is this, and it's texture. Mostly people have a lot of smooth finishes in their homes, laminate flooring, glass, smooth woods, smooth walls, and that can feel a little bit cold. To fix it, bring in texture. Bring it through woven baskets. I love baskets in home decor because they're practical for storage, but they also add that much needed texture in your space. Add it through cozy throws, through textured drapes, through linen throw pillows, woven throw pillows. Layering all these textures is key to creating a cozy and inviting space, and usually it's so easy. You just have to buy or thrift or move some items from one room to the other with a variety of textures to make your space feel amazing. Now, there's one small thing in your bathroom that can make a huge difference, and that is raising up your shower curtain, number 1, and number 2, using a fabric shower curtain instead of a plastic one. Sure, put the plastic lining in there, but try to think of a more elevated fabric you can use for your shower curtain, like a waffle weave cotton or some sort of faux linen that will elevate your space literally and figuratively. Most shower curtains I see in homes are way too low, so if you can mount your shower rod nice and high, they're usually just spring-loaded, so they're nice and easy to move. Buy an extra long shower curtain or even sew on an extra little bit on the bottom of your shower curtain. That's gonna make your bathroom feel more grand. In our daughter's bathroom renovation, we took the shower rod all the way to the ceiling, added this extra long textured white shower curtain from Amazon. I'll link it in the description box below, and I love the finished look. Pushing all of your furniture out to the edge and against the wall in your room kind of makes your room feel like a dance hall maybe. So the secret here is you want to take all your furniture and move it closer into the center of the space to create a conversation zone. This is especially important in living rooms. You can kind of float your sofa in your space, you can angle a chair, make it cozy and conducive to having friends and family sit and chat a while. And to anchor the layout, make sure you have that area rug that extends at least under the front legs of your furniture. Just make sure that you have enough room between your coffee table and your furniture to walk. I usually like about 15 to 18 inches there. And then of course you want some room wherever the traffic needs to flow on the side. Usually about 30 inches is nice there too. The entry sets the tone for your whole home. And that's something that I think often we forget to focus on when we're decorating our space. If it's cluttered, if it's forgotten, it can make your whole home honestly feel so chaotic. So to fix this, create an intentional drop zone that is as organized as you can make it, depending on the space that you have. We've decorated so many different entryways, from teeny tiny ones to bigger ones. In the small ones, hooks are magic. We also did a built-in IKEA hack for our tiny little cabin that we renovated and sold, and we were able to fit so much in that space. If you can fit one, a shoe cabinet is great. I added one in the entry of this house. And on top of that, you can put a little basket for things like keys, lip gloss, etc. Even the tiniest corner can be styled and organized so that when people come into your home, they feel welcome and you have a place for them to put all of their things. So have you spotted any of these interior design mistakes in your home? The good news is if you have, like I showed you, they're so easy to fix, so budget friendly to fix. And once you do fix them, your space is gonna feel so much more welcoming and intentional. And if you're craving a step-by-step system on how to put your home together on a budget, I'm actually working on creating a budget-friendly course that I'm launching soon. It's called the Cozy Formula, where I share all of the favorite formulas that I've been subconsciously using for over 16 years in home decorating. I put them all together in one ebook and video series. I'm gonna share that with you soon. If you're interested, click the link down in the description box below to join my email list, and you'll be the first to be able to try it out. If you like this video, I am sharing some curtain mistakes that I see people do often. From what I shared with you, hanging curtains too low, to other mistakes like using the wrong materials. This list is really helpful if you want to style your living room, bedroom, dining room with drapes that really work with your space. Click right here to watch it next.